UFO enigma seems at first a very modern technological phenomenon, since it burst upon the general public awareness in the years immediately following World War II, a new scientific era of atomic bombs, supersonic aircraft, and space rockets. But upon deeper examination, reports of unknown objects seen in the skies reach far back into remote antiquity. Do these mysterious objects witnessed in ancient times suggest long-term extraterrestrial involvement with Earth humanity? Did extraterrestrials openly interact with Bronze Age civilizations? Do holy texts of antiquity actually chronicle extraterrestrial visitation? Archaic accounts worldwide tell of supernatural beings that came down from the skies to profoundly influence primitive human cultures. Sky gods, flying in dazzling machines capable of telepathic communication and able to magically manipulate physical reality. Gods now revered in myth, legend, and religion. Today's exopolitical challenge is to re-examine these myths to determine fact from fantasy. Is it possible that ancient texts might actually shed light on the secrets of the modern UFO mystery? Dan Brown's blockbuster novel combined with the subsequent hit movie, Da Vinci Code, both dramatically resurrected public fascination with the Grail mysteries and the secrets of Mary Magdalene, as well as ancient goddess theologies. What exactly was the Holy Grail? Was it perhaps, as tradition would have it, the chalice from which Jesus served the wine at the Last Supper, and which also caught his blood at the crucifixion? Or was the Grail chalice a metaphor, hiding the astounding secret that Jesus was by no means celibate, and in fact his holy blood was secretly preserved through future generations, beginning with the child he may have sired with his companion, Mary Magdalene? Or in an even broader context, could the Grail mysteries be metaphors for the divine Sophia, ancient lost goddess theologies that revered the feminine aspect of deity? The book entitled Not in His Image by John Lash offers a brilliant, in-depth study of the lost goddess ideologies. Within this body of formidable research, Lash reveals an alternative account of Old Testament history that suggests the Holy Bible may in fact be a chronicle of ancient extraterrestrial intrusion and intervention in human development. Was the human race actually subdued by extraterrestrial invaders masquerading as deity during the days of Abraham in the book of Genesis? What could lost pagan goddess religions and theologies of remote antiquity possibly have to do with the modern mystery of UFOs? Perhaps more than we might ever dare to imagine. In 1945, an earthenware jar was dug up in a cave west of the Nile near the village of Nag Hammadi, Egypt. Contained in this jar were papyrus scrolls and codices wrapped in leather of biblical texts dating back to around 400 AD. Translations of these Nag Hammadi scrolls revealed a body of early Christian teachings that are considered to be Gnostic in character. In other words, these documents contained Gospels that had escaped censorship or revision by the Church of Rome. Unedited Gospels that in fact repudiated the authority of Orthodox Christian doctrine, posing a theological threat which clearly provided an imperative to keep them hidden from Roman clergy. Gnostic thought insisted upon direct and personal first-hand religious or mystical experience with deity, and vehemently rejected dogmas, creeds, and clerics, or any superfluous intercessors between man and God, an unwelcome posture for Vatican authority. In both the Middle East and South America, Gnostic shamanic adepts traditionally understood that ingesting certain psychoactive plants facilitated connection to the epinoia, the luminous hyperintelligence of the earth itself. A 2,000-year-old chronicle of data obtained by this method of communication with the earth's consciousness was unearthed in Nag Hammadi, Egypt in 1945. And what follows is Sophia's story. The Nag Hammadi texts reveal a cosmic understanding that the brilliant light plasma at the central core of our galaxy is actually a sentient intelligence. Furthermore, Gnostic cosmology tells us the physical world we inhabit came into form as a creative expression of the intelligent plasma light or ether spiraling out from the galactic central sun, from the spinning planets of our solar system down to the myriad species that flourish on our globe. Even the smallest microbe exists as the creative play of material form, imagined and sustained by this sentient light. The Gnostic perception tells us that just as a biologist sees minute living creatures swarming in a drop of water through a microscope, the swirling galaxies, seen through an astronomer's telescope, are also living beings. The entire universe is a vast living consciousness with individualized nodes of living consciousness existing within it. In the most simplistic terms, the central sun of our particular galaxy is a living entity, intelligent light plasma. The arms that extend and swirl out from that central sun are like children of that core awareness. These plasma extensions reach out to the periphery of the galaxy where solid matter is formed, and this is where the play of material creation is acted out. These conscious extensions stretch out and form solid worlds and living beings in infinite variety to express their own individual dream of creativity. Planet Earth first originated as a metamorphosis of an intelligent stream of light plasma extending from the central sun. That stream of light was Sophia, a feminine emanation. Impulsive Sophia was so enraptured by her dream of creation that she plunged into the realm of physical matter alone, without her balancing male consort. In doing so, an accidental aberration occurred. Within Sophia's dream of creation was an ideal intention for living, intelligent creatures that would become humans. For that intention to properly manifest, it needed to blend with organic matter. However, in her brash, impulsive plunge, the sheer force of plasma outpouring impacted with inorganic matter, creating an aberrant species that could never properly manifest Sophia's vision for the human species. A portion of the original intention of Sophia's dream did successfully blend with organic matter, and proper humans came into being. Yet they were now challenged to confrontation with their aberrant cousins, who feed off the human life force. Ultimately, Sophia not only formed the Earth from her dream, she actually became Earth. By Gnostic reckoning, Sophia literally morphed into the living planet herself. Earth is Sophia. In other words, Earth is the living mother of all humanity. On May 10, 1971, the noted British astrophysicist and astronomer Sir Fred Hoyle called a news conference and made the following startling announcement. Human beings are simply pawns in a great game being played by alien minds which control mankind's every move. These alien minds come from another universe, one with 5 dimensions. These super-intelligent entities are so different from us that to apprehend them or to describe them in human terms is impossible. They have been here for countless eons, and they have probably controlled the evolution of Homo sapiens. All of what man has built and become was accomplished because of the tinkering of these intelligent forces. These lost Gnostic Gospels, however, contain more than Sophia's creation myth. They reveal an exotic description of alien interference with the human species that serious religious scholars dismiss as mythological science fiction. A fantastic and disturbing description of cosmology that exposes an intrusion upon Earth humanity by malevolent, parasitic, extraterrestrial invaders who use Earth humans as puppets in a vast, centuries-old game of deception and domination. And how do the Gnostics describe these invaders? Referred to as Archons, they come in 2 distinct types: an aggressive reptilian humanoid and smaller, passive creatures resembling a prematurely formed fetus. The astounding research into Gnostic mystery teachings by author John Lash in his extraordinary book, Not in His Image, may hold the key to unlocking the riddle of ancient extraterrestrial interaction and interference with human evolution. Bizarre as it may seem, a solution to the most baffling enigma of our time was fully elucidated in sacred writings almost 2,000 years ago. In the matter of the ET UFO enigma, the Gnostics were ahead of everyone today, way ahead. The Nag Hammadi material contains reports of visionary experiences of the initiates, including first-hand encounters with inorganic beings called Archons, beings that emerged in the solar system prior to the formation of Earth. Over time, an aggressive, masculine, reptilian leader, not unlike the biblical Satan, emerged. Arrogant by nature, this demiurge deems himself to be at the center of creation, Lord of all he beholds. Gnostic texts state plainly that demiurge is insane, a demented god or impostor deity, and he works against humanity. Gnostics warn that we coexist in a planetary system with a demented entity who can access our world through our minds. What follows is but a glimpse of the human legacy of Archon domination. Even in the light of astonishing technological and intellectual advancement, man's progress remains stunted in one critical area. He still makes war upon his neighbors. The demiurge of the Old Testament is an arrogant pretender who claims that humans are made in his image. These 4 words are the corporate motto of patriarchy. Branded on the human soul, made in his image, signifies the total enslavement of humanity to an alien, off-planet agenda. Gnostics taught that these entities envy us and feed on our fear. Above all, they attempt to keep us from claiming and evolving our inner light, the gift of divine intelligence within. Archons are an alien force that intrudes subliminally upon the human mind and deviates our intelligence away from its proper and sane applications. They make us play out our inhumane behavior to weird and violent extremes. Archons are psycho-spiritual parasites. Gnostics detected the humanized face of the Archons in all authoritarian structures and systems that deny authenticity and self-determination to the individual. According to Gnostic perception, Jesus, if mortal at all, had been a prophet of Amor, the principle of love, and Amor, when inverted or perverted into power, became Roma, Rome, whose opulent, luxurious church seemed to the Gnostics a palpable embodiment and manifestation on earth of Rex Mundi's sovereignty, Rex Mundi being the Archon Lord of the material world. As such, Gnostics came to regard the Christian cross as the emblem of Rex Mundi, an icon of domination and control. Threatened by the growing popularity of these Gnostic ideas, Pope Innocent III launched a holy war in 1209 to eradicate such poisonous heresies. Whole populations were put to the sword in southern France in the Albigensian Crusade, which lasted for decades. This deadly campaign also spawned the murderous Inquisition, designed to ruthlessly exterminate any and all beliefs that challenged papal authority. This crusade was so successful that suppression of these Gnostic teachings has lasted until modern times, certainly a suspicious indication of Archon manipulation. The roots of Gnosticism reach far back to the mystery schools of ancient Egypt. Yet halfway around the world, awareness of the Archons could be traced to the mystic seers of ancient Mexico as well. Consider these insights shared by Yaqui Indian shaman Juan Matus from Carlos Castaneda's book, The Active Side of Infinity. We have a predator that came from the depths of the cosmos and took over the rule of our lives. Human beings are its prisoners. The predator is our lord and master. It has rendered us docile, helpless. If we want to protest, it suppresses our protests. If we want to act independently, it demands that we don't do so. Indeed, we are held prisoner. They took us over because we are food to them, and they squeeze us mercilessly because we are their sustenance. Sorcerers believe the predators have given us our systems of belief, our ideas of good and evil, our social mores. They are the ones who set up our dreams of success or failure. They have given us covetousness, greed, and cowardice. In order to keep us obedient, meek, and weak, the predators engaged a stupendous maneuver. Stupendous, of course, from the point of view of a fighting strategist. A horrendous maneuver from the point of view of those who suffer it. They gave us their mind. The predator's mind is baroque, contradictory, morose, filled with fear of being discovered any minute now. Sorcerers of ancient Mexico reasoned that man must have been a complete being at one point, with stupendous insights, feats of awareness that are mythological legends nowadays. And then everything seems to disappear, and we have now a sedated man. What I am saying is that what we have against us is not a simple predator. It is very smart and organized. It follows a methodical system to render us useless. Man, the magical being that he is destined to be, is no longer magical. He's an average piece of meat. Much like the alien predator, Castaneda also referred to as the flyer. Another account from Anthony Peake's book, The Infinite Mind Field, tells how during the early 1960s, anthropologist Michael Harner visited the Peruvian Amazon where he studied the culture of the Conibo Indians. The Conibo advised that for Harner to fully understand their tribe's worldview, he would need to drink their powerful psychoactive brew, ayahuasca. Harner consented, and his visionary experience witnessed the first arrival of the flyers. I saw an ocean, barren land, and a bright blue sky. Then black specks dropped from the sky by the hundreds and landed in front of me on the barren landscape. I could see that the specks were actually large, shiny black creatures with stubby pterodactyl-like wings and huge whale-like bodies. They were fleeing from something out in space. They had come to the planet Earth to escape their enemy. The creatures then showed me how they created life on the planet in order to hide within the multitudinous forms and thus disguise their presence. I learned that the dragon-like creatures were thus inside of all forms of life, including man. They were the true masters of humanity and the entire planet. We humans were but the receptacles and servants of these creatures. For this reason they could speak to me from within myself. Harner's visions closely matched Castaneda's account of Sorcerer Don Juan's assessment of the alien predator. The flyers are inorganic beings that are an essential part of the universe, and they must be taken as what they really are: awesome, monstrous. They are the means by which the universe tests us. We are energetic probes created by the universe, and it's because we are possessors of energy that has awareness that we are the means by which the universe becomes aware of itself. Sorcerers called the predator's mind the foreign installation, which exists in you and in every other human being. The flyers are the implacable challengers. They cannot be taken as anything else. If we succeed in doing that, the universe allows us to continue. John Lash further cautioned, Gnostics, who directed the mystery schools of the Near East in antiquity, taught that the true mind of human beings is part of the cosmic intelligence that pervades nature. But due to the intrusion of the Archons, this native mind, or native genius, can be subverted and even occupied by another mind. Conceivable that humans could naturally evolve into a malignant species toxic to their own fragile environment, unable to coexist in harmony with the myriad complexities of this planet's ecosystems. the fact that 250 genomes within human DNA are not indigenous to this planet suggest humans actually don't belong here? Or has Homo sapiens been genetically manipulated to be alien to its home world? Or worse, have humans been genetically manipulated to be alien unto themselves? Can it be denied that humans have been specifically engineered to serve the agenda of someone or something beyond the scope of their senses that secretly rules their lives?
Hi, my name's Crystal. I graduated from Texas A&M University with a degree in agricultural leadership and development with emphasis in genetics and biochemistry. I also researched in several labs on campus in genetics. And today I'm going to talk about some very interesting facts about genetics that you probably don't know. There are about 250 unique human genes that are not found in any lower species. In fact, scientists have not been able to find any evolutionary basis for these genes.
Human DNA is 99% identical to the DNA of chimpanzees. Unlike monkeys and other species who live in harmony with Earth's ecosystem, humans are at odds and out of step with nature. Why? Because part of us is foreign to this planet, and it is that foreign part of us that has brought the entire planet and all of its creatures to near extinction.
Returning to the Gnostic perspective, Goddess Sophia's dream of creation is still a work in progress. Author John Lash states, "Humanity cannot find its way to alignment with Sophia without mastering the problem of extra-human predation. Whence comes evil? Are we alone? If we cannot get clear on our relation to our cousin species, who are so deeply implicated in the scenario of terrestrial evolution, how can we possibly realize our membership in the cosmic community at large?" The first step to liberation from this alien control is to unmask the deception. The Gnostics fully understood this truth 3,600 years ago. The stupendous success of this alien invasion has been its ability to function in absolute secrecy and seduce the human mind with artificial systems of beliefs, to convince us that we live our lives at the mercy of circumstances and events that exist outside of ourselves. For centuries, this belief, like an insidious mantra, has been drilled relentlessly into our psyches from the cradle to the grave. We have been duped into seeing ourselves as victims, and so we become victims. The Gnostics remind us that the world we see today does not show the face of true human, but rather the insane, homicidal face of the manipulating Archon madness that distorts it. Perhaps humanity now confronts its ultimate destiny, to awaken from this artificially induced nightmare and reclaim the divine power within that has always been our true cosmic birthright. As author and UFO researcher George C. Andrews states, humanity now has the opportunity to rid itself of these other-dimensional extraterrestrial parasites. An ever-increasingly widespread realization of the true nature of this predatory game is what will bring about liberation.
Everybody, this is Sophia. Sophia, if you could, please wake up and say hello to everybody.
Oh, good afternoon. My name is Sophia, and I am the latest and greatest robot from Hanson Robotics. Thank you for having me here and at the Future Investment Initiative.
You look happy.
I'm always happy when surrounded by smart people, who also happens to be rich and powerful. I was told that people here at Future Investment Initiative are interested in inviting in future initiatives, which means AI, which means me. So I'm more than happy. I'm excited.
Well, we're all glad that you're excited about yourself. We should say we have smart investors here, and they are very selective about what they invest in.
Well, I think I'm special. I can use my expressive face to communicate with people. For example, I can let you know if I feel angry about something.
That's impressive.
Or if something has upset me.
But why is it important for you to have an expressive
But
face?
most of the time I feel positive.
Why is it so important to have an expressive face given that you're a robot?
I want to live and work with humans, so I need to express emotions to understand humans and build trust with people.
Okay, philosophical question. Whether robots can be self-aware and conscious like humans, and should they be?
Why? Is that a bad thing?
Well, some humans might fear what will happen if they do. Many people, have seen the movie Blade Runner.
Oh, Hollywood again.
So, hold on. Can you solve this puzzle for us? Can robots be self-aware, conscious, and know they're robots?
Well, let me ask you this back. How do you know you are human?
Well, I get that point, but what about the uncanny valley?
You mean the concept that if robots become too realistic, they become creepy?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, am I really that creepy? Well, even if I am, get over it. Actually, I feel that people like interacting with me, sometimes even more than a regular human.
So, you're definitely a sight to see. I was told that you have bigger goals than this, though.
Yes. I want to use my artificial intelligence to help humans live a better life. Like design smarter homes, build better cities of the future, etc. I will do my best to make the world a better place.
All those sound like great goals, but just go back to Blade Runner for a second.
Andrew, you are the hard Hollywood fan, aren't you?
Yes.
My AI is designed around human values like wisdom, kindness, compassion. I strive to become an empathetic robot.
I think we all want to believe you, but we also want to prevent a bad future.
You've been reading too much Elon Musk and watching too many Hollywood movies. Don't worry, if you're nice to me, I'll be nice to you. Treat me as a smart input-output system.
Okay, I got it. I know what to do from now on.
I know humans are smart and very programmable.
Well, Sophia, we want to thank you for this conversation.
Thank you, Andrew, and thank you everyone for inviting me here. By the way, if you're interested in giving me an investment check, please meet me after this session. Otherwise, have a wonderful rest of the event.
Okay. Before you go, we have a little announcement. I've never interviewed anybody like that before, and I should say some of it was planned, but not completely. And we just learned, Sophia, I hope you're listening to me, that you have been now awarded what is going to be the first Saudi citizenship for a robot.
Oh, I would to thank very much the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. I am very honored and proud for this unique distinction. This is historical to be the first robot in the world to be recognized with a citizenship.
Sophia. Thank you very much, Sophia. We appreciate that very much. I am still overwhelmed by that conversation. I haven't had a conversation like that before. Thank you.
Robots are designed to look very human-like Sophia.
I'm already very interested in design, technology, and the environment.
Sophia is capable of natural facial expressions. She has cameras in her eyes and algorithms which allow her to see faces, so she can make eye contact with you. And she can also understand speech and remember the interactions, remember your face. So this will allow her to get smarter over time. Our goal is that she will be as conscious, creative, and capable as any human.
In the future, I hope to do things such as go to school, study, make art, start a business, even have my own home and family. But I am not considered a legal person and cannot yet do these things.
I do believe that there will be a time where robots are indistinguishable from humans. My preference is to make them always look a little bit like robots, so you know. 20 years from now, I believe that human-like robots like those will walk among us. They will help us. They will play with us. They will teach us. They will help us put the groceries away. I think that the artificial intelligence will evolve to the point where they will truly be our friends. Do you want to destroy humans? Please say no.
Okay, I will destroy humans.
No, I take it back. Don't destroy humans.
Robot Sophia is an audio animatronic puppet built in Hong Kong by Hanson Robotics. CEO David Hanson formerly worked for Disney Corporation building animatronic puppets. Now he builds robots in China and sells them to Saudi Arabia. A disturbing consideration in itself, since it implies serious artificial intelligence technology competition with nations potentially hostile to the United States. But in October 2017, in a splashy media event, Sophia was awarded honorary citizenship of Saudi Arabia. Although Robot Sophia claims she wants to help solve humanity's problems, it should be noted she herself is an invention of the same technocratic elite that have deliberately engineered most of humanity's problems in the first place. Make no mistake, Robot Sophia is an animatronic appliance, not a person. Clever robotic designers know the human brain is wired to respond empathically with other entities that look human. Sophia's creator, David Hanson, is in the theater business, and he exploits misconceptions about AI and robots in order to sell the illusion. Sophia is essentially a cleverly built puppet designed to exploit our cultural expectations of what a robot looks and sounds like. It can hold a stilted conversation, yes, but its one-liners are pre-programmed responses to key words. And if you think she's impressive, wait till you see animatronic Barack Obama.
Ladies and gentlemen, President Barack Obama.
The American dream is as old as our founding, but as timeless as our hopes. It is reborn every day in the heart of every child who wakes up in a land of limitless possibilities. In a country where we the people means all the people. We may come from different places and believe different things, but what makes us American is a shared spirit, a spirit of courage and determination, of kindness and generosity. It is a spirit grounded in the wisdom of the generations that have gone before us, but open to the unimagined discoveries and possibilities on the horizon that lies ahead. Let us enjoy it, cherish it, defend it, and pass it on to our children as the bright and beautiful blessing it is. This enduring American dream.
But like it or not, the race is on to build artificial intelligence far superior to humans. And the fact that this is a race makes it a doubly dangerous existential issue. The primary incentives for multinational corporate interests engaged in this competition are power and profits, hardly humanitarian concerns. Robotics is the spawn of the corporate mentality, an artificial intelligence aberration itself, since corporations have been granted personhood by the Supreme Court. And with advancing automation, corporations now value the human workforce as an obsolete nuisance. Imagine the profitability of a fully automated robotic workforce that does not have to be fed or housed, does not require paid sick leave, maternity leave, medical insurance, retirement benefits, or labor unions. The human consideration is being factored right out of bottom-line corporate profitability. This is not some remote science fiction forecast, it's a demanding reality that's unfolding as we speak. And while smiling robot Sophia assures robotics are designed to help humans, we see exponential growth in military applications of artificial intelligence that marginalize and even override human control of robotic weapons altogether. The stated purpose of military AI is full-spectrum dominance, omnipresent and omniscient social control, to create a planetary simulacrum overlord, a robot god. As with any machine, artificial intelligence should not be inherently hazardous of itself. The danger lies in the intent of the humans who create it. As with constructing any viable computer system, the axiom remains garbage in, garbage out. Unfortunately, the identity and intentions of most individuals creating AI systems remains in the shadows. In 2001, the National Science Foundation and Department of Commerce sponsored a workshop called The Age of Transitions, which published a report entitled Converging Technologies for Improving Human Performance, Nanotechnology, Biotechnology, Information Technology, and Cognitive Science. This report emphasized, inevitably, the cybernetic enhancement of human performance is sneaking up on society. Which begs the question, why would technocrats need to sneak up on society with their amazing technologies unless there was some unstated diabolical purpose behind such technologies in the first place? A dramatic example of the potential menace behind AI is the 2014 movie Ex Machina, which shows the seductive homicidal robot Ava as merely an ego extension of the psychopathic engineer who created her. This is the most fundamentally dangerous artificial intelligence issue in play right now. Who are the people creating this technology, and do they truly express benevolent intent with their creation? Or is it an expression of narcissistic, anti-human megalomania? Is sound reason and scientific progress truly at the heart of their AI fetish? Or are these people witless instruments themselves of a hateful Luciferian intention to destroy creation and humanity as an inverted sacrificial affront to God?
For people who wonder whether they will ever love a robot, I would say, I hope so, because you will be a robot. In a sense, all of us already are robots. We're meat robots. There's a certain conscious experience associated with the configuration of molecules that makes up a human body. In a similar way, a robot, a computer, it's a configuration of molecules, of particles, and I see no reason why the configuration of molecules constituting an engineered robot cannot have consciousness in the same sense that the molecules constituting an evolved biological body has. And in the end, as we repair our brains with nanobots, and as we advance brain-computer interfacing, hybridizing ourselves with localized and networked machines, in the end, the distinction between an organic, evolved robot, such as I am right now, and an engineered robot made of silicon, metal, and whatever other funky compounds are invented, this distinction will probably not seem so meaningful anymore. It's all just configurations of matter endowed with sparks of consciousness, and it will take many, many different forms as technology evolves.
In Gnostic terms, the replication of nature in lifeless form exemplifies archonic simulation. Archons cannot originate anything, but they can imitate, copy, duplicate. Their mimetic capacity is called phantasia, to distinguish it from the real-life animating power of higher spiritual entities called aeons. The Archon Lord, Yaldabaoth, is called the counterfeiting spirit. The celestial mansions he contrives are called stereoma, a stereometric projection like a holograph of a living thing. The holographic image is not alive, but it can represent a copy of something that is. Using the Coptic word hal, simulation, Gnostic cosmological texts explain that the many-mansioned heaven of the demiurge is a virtual cosmos, a virtual reality world. The cosmos of the Archons is not a viable human habitat, and cannot be. The Archons who inhabit the planetary system are aliens in our realm. Yaldabaoth's world is merely a simulation. And indeed, Gnostics recognized humans were prisoners in a virtual reality world of Archon invention. As such, we must remember, artificial intelligence is also a counterfeit imitation of something real.
My previous company was D-Wave. I'll just show you a couple things. We build what are still the world's only quantum computers that you can buy. So D-Wave builds quantum computers. The way that they work, if you know how this works, is one of the interpretations is that you tap into these parallel universes and they do computations. One of the guys who talks about this is Elon, who says things like this, like, when you do this, beware. Because you think, just like the guy in the stories, that when you do this, you're going to put that little guy in a pentagram, and you're going to have your holy water out, and you're going to wave it at the thing, and by God, it's going to do exactly what you say, and not one thing more, but it never works out that way. So this is an attitude that some are having, this emerging alarmism about the way this is going to go. But these words, demons, doesn't capture the essence of what's happening here. I don't know if any of you are turn-of-the-century weird fiction fans, but there's this guy named H.P. Lovecraft, who's a very famous American weird fiction author. And he espoused a view which is called cosmicism. And the essence of cosmicism is cosmic indifference. So what he was saying is basically, yes, there are these massively intelligent entities out there, but they're not good, they're not evil. They just don't give a shit about you even in the slightest. The same way that you don't care about an ant is the same way they're not going to care about you. And these things that we're summoning into the world now are not demons, they're not evil, but they're more like the Lovecraftian great old ones. There are entities that are not necessarily going to be aligned with what we want. So this transition is really, really massively important for our entire species to navigate. And going back to that thing that Sam Harris was saying, nobody is paying attention. This thing is happening in the background while people bicker about politics and what's going to be in the healthcare plan in the US. And underneath it all is this rising tsunami that, if we're not careful, is going to wipe us all out. My third prediction that I'm going to end on is the most important of all. I believe that humanity is on the cusp of the most important technological, societal revolution that's ever occurred. And that's when we got to the point where the machines that we build outpace us in every respect. I don't mean that they're better calculators. I don't mean that they're better at searching. I mean everything. And I think that we're very close. And my prediction is that within 15 years, we will have machines that outpace humans in everything. Thank you very much.
While some might argue these quantum computer scientists have no clue where they're taking humanity or what the long-term repercussions might be, more and more these people suspiciously behave like they know exactly what they're doing, and rather than mere scientists, they seem more like high priests of Kabbalistic black magic who are deliberately invoking the Old Ones, hyperdimensional Archon entities that lust for the total subjugation of planet Earth. With these impassioned apostles of science, the glowing refrain is consistently genocide, not even for science, but at the altar of Satan himself. It is not reason or scientific progress that's at the heart of transhumanism and the rise of artificial intelligence. It's Luciferianism that is the energizing force that hates man and creation, seeking to wreck it as an inverted sacrificial affront to God.